Good afternoon everyone, welcome back. Today is day 16 ReactJs. Today we are going to learn about adding interactivity to React app and responding to events. So from today's lecture we are going to adding the interactivity or called event handlings to our components to making some interactiveness. So guys, let's start. Hope you have joined our Discord server for amazing updates about React. Alright, so starting with adding interactivity. Before I go through the topic, I would like to ask you what interactivity means. Like when you click anywhere, like here, like this page is open, okay, like this automatic suggestions is there, like this is a interactivity, okay, and click, and when you click any other side of this bar, it's get closed. All right, this is interactivity. Like when you click on this icon, like it's changing the color, and when you click here it shows up like another menu bar. So what this all are, this all are interactivity. We all are going to dealing this kind of interactivity in this lecture. And like taking the example of like play, it's saying playing as a alert message, like upload, like it's saying uploading. So this kind of interactivity we are going to learn on the basis of click, on the basis of events, on the basis of use effecting, okay, all these things. So let's start with something on the screen update in response to user input. For example, clicking an image gallery switches the active image. All right, in React, data that changes over the time is called state. Okay, what are the states? The data that changes over the time is known as state. We have already discussed about this topic in quick start, like what state is, and we have used some part of that state. All right guys, you can add state to any component and update it as needed. Okay, in this chapter you will learn how to write components that handle instructions, update their state, interaction, update their state, and display different output over time. Okay, this is the topic name, and we are going to discuss this week like how to handle user interactive event, how to make components remember information with state, how React update UI to two phases, why state doesn't update right after you change it, how to queue multiple states updates, how to update an object in state, how to update an array node in state. These all are the subtopics of this main huge topic. So let's going start from this here, like responding to event. All right, responding to event. React let you add event handler to your JSX. Event handlers are your own function that will be triggered in response to interactions like clicking, hovering, focusing from input, and so on. You will learn different ways to write the event handler, how to pass event handling logic from parent to component, okay, and how events propagate and how to stop them. Okay, this all are the some things that you are going to learn today in this lecture. So starting from here, adding event handlers. To add an event handler, you will first define function. Okay, first we are required to define the function like button. Okay, then pass the props value if needed, that appropriate JSX tag. Okay, pass it as prop to appropriate JSX tag. For example, here the button doesn't anything yet. Okay, like this is a button and we didn't add anything. Whenever you click on this button, this is going to show nothing, like it's just a button right now. Okay, now we are going to add some interactivity. Like if I try to add the interactivity like on click, I would like to call a function like uh, click. Okay, and I would like to make this function here like just for helping function like click, and I want to alter message like you have clicked. Hey, on click listener could be a function instead of string. Okay, and just let me do something else. Like just trying with this. Alter does not define. Hey, I think alert. It's ALERT. Alright. Like this, you have clicked. Okay. Whenever you click here, it's showing the message like you have clicked. Okay. Like we just add the on click interactivity to my button. Okay, if you're required to open any page or any new element in your application, you can do that same thing here. All right, like same thing is happen here. Just you click here, like it's showing the click. Like receive true from non-boolean. Now moving forward, you can make it show a message when a user click by following these three steps. Okay, declare a function called handle click inside the button component. Okay, implement the logic inside that function. Use alert to show the message. Add on click event handler to the button as a JSX, and that will show you the result. Like just this example, like function handling the button. Like when you click the button, it show the message you clicked me. Okay, it's showing the message you clicked me. All right, you define the handle click function and pass it as prop to button. Okay, passing it as a prop value to button. Okay, button, the button. Okay, handle click is an event handler function. Handle, what's the handle click? It is the event handler, or you can call it as a helping function, where, or you can call it as a pure function too, and you can call it one more name like just a general function. All right, to doing some calculation or doing some task for you. Okay, but you are sending as a props value so that you can call it as a event handler. All right, you can call it as a event handler because you are sending the prop as a on click. Okay, all right guys, moving forward, have names that start with handle. All right, whenever you are going to using as for handling, so always be remember in professional way you are required to use the syntax like handle in the prefix, then in the postfix you can use any name for that your function. All right, moving forward, by convention it common to name event handler as handle followed by the event name. All right, You will often see on click, handle click, on mouse enter, handle mouse enter, and so on. Alternatively, you can define an event handler inline or GSX. Like, whenever you click on the button, it's just like a inline way to define your function of your handler. Like as I dark this blue color, like this function is defined inside this curly braces only. Okay, the whole function is defined inside the curly braces. Okay, like this is the definition of this function. Okay, if I want to like this is working here, like when you click here it's showing you like what it's showing you, you click me. All right, if I want to if I don't want to write this here and I would like to uh, calculate the event handling directly here inside this, I'm just using arrow function and alert you clicked, and that's that. Yeah, that's working the same. But there is some unexpected error. What's that? Like add an error occur in button component. Consider adding an error boundary to your React, your tree. Customize error handling behavior. I don't know why this error is coming from last day. I will check it out. Okay. For now, you understand how the things work. Alright. You have just add the on inline uh, event handler. Directly that's calling the all the things at the same time. Hope you understand what how the thing is working. So moving forward, guys, on more concise you can use arrow function as I just told you. Okay, or more concise you can use arrow function. So let's see the pitfalls. What are the common errors that the users making at the time of uh, using the event handler? Let me check everything is all right now. Let me check everything is all right now. All right, get everything is okay. Or audio is good and visibility is good. So moving forward, what are the pitfalls for creating a event handler? Functions passed to event handlers must be passed, not called. Okay. Example: you're required to pass this, not called this. There is a difference between passing the event handler or calling the event handler. For the passing the event handler, you are just using the name of your function. You are just using the name of your function. But at the time of calling, that is an incorrect way to calling with two parentheses after the name of your function. Okay, calling the function is an incorrect way to using the event handler or calling the event handler. Like inside this you are going to calling it with the help of parentheses. That's a wrong way to use it. Okay, you are required to understand, you have to learn this thing. Okay, the difference is suitable. The difference is suitable. In the first example, the handle click function is passed as an on click event handler. This tells React to remember it and only call your function when the user click the button. Okay, when the user click on the button, not when you declare this, not when you declare this will give you an error, like it's directly going to call your function as the renders in the DOM. All right, if I try to use this same mistake here, if I try to use the same mistake here and call the, like, it's just whenever it's rendering, it's not moving forward. Okay, it's automatically, without I'm clicking on the event, it's automatically showing the same thing. It doesn't matter when you click or not. It's going to show you at multiple times, like 2 times of rendering for virtual DOM and second for real DOM. One have already done and this is a real DOM. Okay? Same thing is happening. Okay? You're required to remember this thing. You're required to remember these things. Okay? So moving forward, guys, inside the pitfall. In the second example, the parenthesis at the end of the handle click fires the function immediately during the rendering. As I told you, during the rendering, it fires the event handler without any click. This is because JSX JavaScript inside a JSX, like curly braces, execute right away. Okay. When you write code inline, the same pitfall presents itself in different ways. Like on click, you're just you are using the function, arrow function, and you are not just using the alert the message. All right, guys. Passing inline code like this won't fire on click. It fires every time the corresponding rendering. Okay. This alert fire when the component rendered, not when clicked. Okay. If you want to define your event handler in a wrap it in anonymous function or called arrow function. Rather than execute the code inside with every render, create a function to call later in both cases what you want to pass in function. Alright, so moving forward with the button on click handle clicks passes a handle click function. Alright, button on click passes as a arrow function. Okay, here we are passing directly as a function name or passing as an arrow function. All about, read more about the arrow function. We will know about this again. For now, reading props in event handling. How we are going to read the props value inside the event handling. So that's a major question answer. Before that, let me take a sip of water, please. Alright. Reading props in event handler. How the value is reading inside the event handler, like on click. Where is on click? We are not able to see this on click here. Let's digging down and understand in the deep way, like how on click is called and at where and how they are working with. Okay, because event handlers are declared inside the component, they have access to component props. Okay, they have access to component props. Here is a button that will clicked show alert with message prop. Okay, with the message prop. Let's explore this code. Like we have the main function like toolbar. Okay, and the toolbar has one div. Inside that div I have alter button, name of component. Inside the alert button I have play music, and second one is upload image. Okay, when I click on the play music, I'm sending a message as a props like playing, and when I click on the upload music, I'm sending the props as a uploading. Alright guys, we're sending the message as a uploading, and I'm getting, as I am calling the function, as I'm calling the component with their some one more child like text, I'm going to sending it as a children value. I'm going to send it as a children value, like this is my multi children. Okay, multi children. Okay, here I'm getting the alert message of message and having some children inside the button. Alright, when you click on the play movie, that will show playing. It's okay, like when you click on the upload image, that will say loading. So okay guys, how you understand, now you understand how to use this in a good way. Alright, so moving forward, let's talk about here. This lets two buttons show different messages. Okay, try changing the message passed to them. All right guys, let's doing some other thing with the passing event handler as props. The last topic was reading props in the event handler. This topic was the reading the prop in the event handler. We are just reading the props value. Now we are going to pass the event value. Often you will want the parent component to specify children event handler. Okay, consider buttons depending on where you are using button component. Where you are using button component, you might want to execute a different function, perhaps on one plays movie and other upload the image. Okay, to do this, pass a prop that component receives from its parent as the event handlers look like so. Let's read out the code here. Like we have multiple components and don't have, yeah, and having a toolbar as the main component, and it's returning a div with two components like play button and the upload button. We have two buttons, two components with the play button and the upload button. Inside the play button, we are going to send the prop value as a Kiki's delivery service. Okay, movie name Kiki delivery service. We are sending a prop value as the movie name to the play button. So when it call the play button, what's it's going to do? Inside the play button, I'm getting the prop value here and I'm calling the, okay, set the play button. I'm getting the prop value as a movie name, and inside this I'm going to create a button. Okay, I'm going to create a button with on click with the event handler and the movie name that I'm getting from here. I'm going to render it here. Okay, after that, on the on click play button, I'm going to alert message of playing movie name, like whatever the movie name is here. Okay, that's simple. Like when I click here, that's showing the playing Kiki's delivery service. All right, that's simple. Now what's the twist? When I'm going to use the upload button without any props, the upload button will going to return the button with the alert message of uploading inside the arrow function and with the name of upload image. That's showing me the upload image. like uploading, like it's showing the text uploading. All right, but thing is like but the thing is like we are using the component here. Like the twist of the thing is like we are using the component here. The thing is like we are using the component here. Like this button is not my that button. I'm using as another component. I'm using as another component. Okay, this is the twist. Like I have created a I have created a component button here and getting all the children here. I'm getting all the children and passing as a prop value as on click on press डाल देता हूँ मैं on press. I'm changing the name of button like push button. I'm changing the name as a push button. On click push button, on press push button. Okay, I'm calling that push button from here. I'm calling that push button here. On press like push button on press, and that's it. Third line on press. Okay, on press, what will happen? That now we are going to using the same thing. We click here. It's not showing the alert message right now. And the main thing is like on press. I have on press, but inside the here I'm required to use on click, and that's working the same. Okay, we are sending the props name and the children inside the button. Actually, this push button is creating or rendering all the event inside there. Okay, you can also you use this kind of thing. Here toolbar component render play button on upload button. Play button pass handle play click on the on click prop to the button inside. Uploading button passes the inline alert function on click, and that's it. Finally, your button component accept props called click on click. It passes the prop directly to the build in browser button with on click. This tells React to click the past function on click. If you are design system, if you If you use a design system design or design system, or the food, everything you need to know about design system, people, tool, pattern, guidance, band. I keep hearing various definitions, so let me start saying what design system is it. It's a non-skeleton library, sketch library, no more than style guide as a pattern library. Actually, it all of the as and so much. Component pattern like identity, like color, font, images, sound, voices, like principles like band value, purpose, objective, best practice, like what UI UX. Then the component and patterns like functional documentation, technical documentation, like all these things. Really, you're using all the SDLC process to creating all these things. So bunch of documentation is there. There is a bunch of documentation. So moving forward, it is common for component like button to contain styling but not specify behavior. Instead, components like play button and upload button will pass event handler down. Alright. Naming event handler props. Okay. Build in components like button and the div, like what we have just studied, like passing event handler as props. Okay, we are going to pass the event handler as a prop, like here I'm calling the play button and the upload button as a prop, as a component. Inside the play button, it's going to calling handle click, but on play, on press. But on what's on press do? Actually, one on press is working as an external props value of press button. Okay, press push button, external, and we are returning the push button here. And what push button takes? Takes one on press function as whenever you click on this button, and this going to render on this function, okay, render on this function on press, and it's going to play a movie name with the children. Okay, hope you understand how things is working. Let me give you an idea here, like take an example. Use this example, like inside the Excel draw. uh, like how things is working here, like when when you enter inside this, when you enter inside this function is going to call what? It's going to call, let me increase the size of this image. Alright, now I'll take a pencil. when you enter here, you are going to creating a function, helping function, and you are going to calling here and going to uh, call this component, create this component and call this component. Okay, call this component. Okay, now at the time of calling this component with some props value, like props as a on click, sending as a on click. Okay, and sending this children's to, sending this children to inside the children. Okay, you know it very well. You know it very well. You're going to send on press add children of this, like play. This text is your children of your press button. Okay, you're going to use the children next time. Okay, inside the push button, you're going to create a div of button. You're creating a button with the children that you have gotten here. Okay, what are the children you are got from as a props as a children here, and you're going to send it here. And after that you're going to create on click. You're going to create this on click inside the push button. You're going to create on click inside the push button, and you're going to call this on press. You're going to call this on press, and on press indirect your data, direct your call to here, and this is calling the function handling. Like how thing is working, like it's working very amazing. Like let me erase this first. Okay, take a pencil again. And when a person on click the button, that button is called invoke or fire this on press, and this is going to on press is going to call this event handle handler play click, and this event handler is going to work here and send back these props again, and that works really amazing. Okay, so you understand how thing is working here, so moving forward. So we have just discussed how things is working here, how you are going to pass the event handler as a props. Okay, how you are going to pass the event handler as a props. So now name sorry hmm, naming event handler prop. Naming event handler prop, what's this? Let's get into here. But built-in components like button, div only support browser event names like on click, on change, on hover, on mouse. Okay, this kind of things. However, when you are building your own component, you can name their event handler prop as way that you like. Okay, as way that you like. By convention, event handler prop should start with on. Event handler should start with on. Whenever you like to using your own event handler, always be remember to use the keyword, not the not use the keyword. Follow the convention of professional way to write. Use the on. Use the use use on press, like just I have created that event handler like on press, on click. Okay, this kind of thing. Okay, on smash. Okay, when you're going to smash that button. Okay, on follow with capital letter and following with capital. For example, the button component on click prop should having called like on smash. Okay, that's it depends on you. Like you have a main component app. Inside that I you have a div, and you're going to creating two button as a customized, but you're going to call button component. You're going to call the button component here. You're going to call this button component. Okay, and button components need one prop as on smash. You are going to create on smash as a props and sending these children inside the children. Okay, and you're going to play alert. You're going to play a playing message. Okay, that's simple. That's simple. That's so simple. You have know it very well how the things is working here. Okay, when you click on the play, it's going to show you play, and when you click on the upload view, and that's going to upload images. Alright guys, oh, sorry. So moving forward, in this example, button on click on smash show the browser button lowercase still need a prop called on click, but the prop name received by custom button component is its, you understand it. When your component supports multiple interactions, you might name event handler prop for specific concept. For example, toolbar, on play movie, on upload images, all up to you. All up to you. Like they created they customized the button. They got like, let me show you. Like they have the main default app with the toolbar. Okay, and inside the toolbar they are calling two main components like on play and on uploading. On play and on uploading. Okay, inside the toolbar they are creating a div. Inside that div they are creating two components of button. They are creating two components of button like play movie and upload image, with the children name as upload image and the play movie, and sending it as a prop. Okay, on click, and you can change this on click value. Like if you call it like on press and receiving as a on press, and that's work same. Oh wait, on press, and your sending is like you're required to change this to the on press and on press, and when you click here, and that's working. That's working the same. Insane, bro. Insane. Alright, how things is working here, that's similar as you want. You can customize it on your basis, on your need. Alright, so moving forward, notice how app component does not need to know toolbar will do on play movie. Okay, this toolbar you have sent in is on play movie, on upload images, sending it as a props value. You're sending it as a props value on play. When you click on the on play, that's going to play this function from outside the component. Okay, you're just calling the function inside the uh, inside the application that's from the parent application, from the parent. Hope you understand how things is working here. So moving forward, app component does not need to know what toolbar will do with on play or on upload image. That's an implementation detail of toolbar. Here, the toolbar presses them down as on click handler and to the buttons. Okay, but it could later as a trigger and a keyboard shortcut. Okay, naming props as after the app on play and all this thing. Okay, note, make sure that you use appropriate HTML tag for your event handler. For example, to handle the click button instead of on click, handle click. Div, you're not going to use in div. Use button, not div. Using a real browser, button enable built-in browser behavior like keyboard navigation. If you don't like the default browser style of the button, you want to make it look like a different UI element, you can achieve it using the CSS. Okay, all these things we can work with this, and when we are going to creating multiple projects, I will tell you how things work. Event propagation, like how events propagate and how things work. Event handling will also catch event from children. Your component might have, we say that events bubbles or propagate. If you know this thing like bubbles, propagate, or watchers, or event handlers, or event watchers, you may know about these bubbles too, like what I'm talking about. Okay, up the tree, it starts with where the event happened and then goes up to the tree. This div contains two buttons, both the div and each button have their own click handler, which handles their button. Okay, like I have the main component toolbar. Inside the toolbar, I have a div with some name and having what, having some like on click. You click on the toolbar like when you click here, like it says, or you click on the toolbar. When you click here, it says play button and upload button. Like when you click on the play button, you are going to click two events handler. First one the on button on the button, and second one is on the toolbar. Like it's showing there. You have also click on the toolbar. Okay, so let's see how things is working here. For they are going to add the event handling on the button, on the non buttons. Okay, on click they are going to click on the toolbar. It's like it's a by default props. Okay, by default props of what? It's a by default props of on click. Actually, on click is invoking the things like if a user click using the button or any kind of keyboard activity inside that area. Okay, like this button, you know it very well. Like it's going to playing and it's going to. Like the main mudda was to telling you about the on click on the simple non-butonic area like this. Okay, this was the mudda, and you know it very well. Okay, if you click on the either on the button on click, it will run first followed by the parent div on click. So two messages will appear if you click on the toolbar itself, showing the only one message. Before all events propagate in React except on scroll. Okay, all events propagate in React except on scroll, which only works on the JSX tag you attach it to. So always you remember when I'm going to adding the uh, on scroll events like that. Stop propagation. That's why you are going to use the stop propagation like this. This thing is not going to propagate anymore. Like it's not now. When you click on the play button, it's showing only one message, not two. Okay, like you're using the events propagation. It's not handle all the bubbles. You're not going to handle all the bubbles. It's going to like if you know about the z index in css, what they are, what's that are, that all the things having the layer up. Okay, it's like event stop propagation helping you to understand your user interface very well. Okay, event handlers receive an event object as their only argument. By convention, it usually called E, okay, which states for event. You can use this object, the read information about the event. That event object also let you stop the propagation, like stop the creation of fusion of bubbles. Like inside this code, we were not using the stop propagation. For that reason, when you click on the play movie, it's going to play that movie and also playing the out parent bubble too. Like it's showing uh, both the events at simultaneously, and that's the reason that making things unexpected for the user. So to resolving that issue, we are going to use the stop propagation function and to handle that. If you want to prevent the event handler from reaching parent component to the parent component, you need to call event propagation like this, like on the button component. Like inside the button component, you are going to add the event event propagation, and then you are going to call this on click function. Okay, actually this work as a props, but behind the scene it's working as a function. Okay, that's why I'm taking the term for function. Okay, and this children is similar for both. Event dot on click, event dot stop propagation. After that stop propagation, you're going to send on the on click. Like what stop propagation does, like like the UI, like if you know about the nodes or the virtual DOM of React or JavaScript. Okay, DOM, that's when you click on any component, if there is any other component behind that, that will work too. To handle that, you can use the event propagation to stop other unexpected interactivity on your browser. Okay, for this is a good habit to using this. Otherwise, like when you want to uh, submit the form, before submitting your form, you would like to check whether the user has inserted the correct input or not. You can also use this thing there also. Stop propagation or prevent event, that's another, that's working the same thing, that's stopping the propagation or any event inside your web site. All right, so moving forward, hope you understand this thing. Like here, when you click the button, it's not showing the effects that is working on the day, like when you were using, when you were not using the event propagation at that time. When you click on the button, it's showing your playing button, it's also bubble out the behind or that's unexpected behavior of your browser. And there are to handle that, you are going to use the event dot stop propagation. So when you click on the button, React call the on click handle on the button. Okay, the handler defined button does following: calls event propagation to stop that, preventing event from the bubbling further. Okay, it's not bubbling to the further thing. And a call on click function which props past the toolbar and it works the same. Okay, the function defines the toolbar component, display the buttons on alert. Since the propagation was stopped, the parent div's on click handle does not run. Okay, as a result, event dot stop propagation, click on the button now, only show a single alert with the button, not rather than two from the button the parent to two. And clicking a button is not the same thing clicking on surrounding tools. So stopping the propagation makes sense for this UI. So capture phase events. What's this? In rare case, you might need to catch all event on child event. Like what's that? Let's check it out. If like event, oh sorry, even if they stop propagation, for example, may you want a log every click to analytics. You are going to taking log that every click analytics, regardless the propagation logic. You can do this by adding capture at the event name, like on click capture. And this is the run, this run the first. And on click event propagation, on click event propagation. Okay, it travels down clicking all capture handler. It runs clicked on click and handle it perfectly. Do they are giving any example for this? No. Let's see an example for this capture. Okay, this kind of output is going to be Dave capture button one click, button two click. Okay, how this thing is working here? Like on click button console.log button one click, and that's it. Actually, I want to know how the thing is going to work with on capture. Okay, they are using here inside the main button, inside the main div. Okay, inside the main div, they are going to console the things like div capture. Okay, thing is saying like कि जब भी मेरा div ये capture होना start होगी, जब भी मेरा call start, whenever it's rendering out, that console will be same. अगर तुम्हें कोई फंक्शन रन करवाना है एज अ प्लेस, जब भी मेरा कॉल हो तब आप यहाँ पे कुछ फॉर टेस्टिंग पर्पस, यस टेस्टिंग पर्पस में यूज होगा, डिबगिंग के लिए यूज कर रहे होंगे इसको बाद में. It travels down call all on click capture handle. It runs clicked जब ये क्लिक होगा तब, if upward travels upward on the click. Passing handler as alternative to propagation. Okay, notice how this click handler run as line of code and then call the on click prop passed by the parent. Like I have one component named button and having two props value like on click and children. A children is coming from the caller parent component. Okay, and inside the button I'm going to calling this on click function, and when all the events will be here. Okay, first to as the user click on the button, it stop the bubbling. It stop the bubbling. Only on click will going to work rather than nothing else. Okay, then I'm going to call the function on click. Okay, actually here we're passing handler as alternative. We're going to passing the handler like on click. You could add more code to handle before calling on click on this pattern like alternative propagation, and it lets children component handle the events like all these things. Like hmm, by default, you are going to use this on the button, like not on the single uh, component. Like here, you have used this directly on the button. That's working the same. Okay. If I show you an example, like it's going to submit your input box. Like if you click hi, and when you say submit, it's a submitting. Okay, and thing is not like it's loading the screen. Like say like hi, submitting. When you click okay, that's it. It submit all the components. Like form is going to submit on submit, like alert the submitting, and all the things is going to vanish. You can call prevent default. You can call what? Prevent default. Event dot prevent default or event object to stop from happening. Like whenever you click on submit, first it's going to stop the event prevent default and stop the bubbling, then showing the text here, then thing is going to work like this. Right? Now it's stopped the. It's not going to sending on the. It's not going to send the all the form. Okay, here you are going to not going to refresh your page. Okay, it's going to prevent your default. Prevent default. Okay. Don't confuse like event stop propagation and event default. They both are useful but unrelated. Okay. Event stop propagation stop the event handlers attached to the tag above the firing. Okay. Okay. We are using this with the tags to stop the firing of other event handlers. Okay. But the prevent default, the prevent default prevents the default browser behavior. Prevent the browser behavior. It's preventing the browser behavior and it's preventing the event handler test. Okay, and behavior from the few events in it. Okay, can event handlers have side effects? Like absolutely, event handlers are the best place to for the side effects. Unlike a rendering function, event handler does not need a pure. Okay, so it's a great place to change something from example. For example, change the input value in responding to typing. Okay, we're going to changing the input value in responding to typing. When you type, you are going to changing the search value. Okay, if I say you like Apple, and it's changing the search value too. Okay, the thing is working like this. Okay, on change a list responds to a button press. Okay, however, in order to change some information, you first need some way to store it. Okay, to storing that you are going to use with the state component memory. Okay, for storing the things. You will learn all this about in the next page. Okay, so recap this recap our today's lecture, what we have learned till now. So today we have learned you can handle events by passing function as a props. Event handlers must be passed, not called. Okay, always remember, always you require to remember like always pass the events, not call the event with parentheses. If you do this, it's going to call your function immediately. It's not going to render it, it's directly called up. It fires your event handler. And that's not a good practice. Okay? You can define an event handler separately or inline, both. Event handlers are defined inside a component so they can access as a props. Okay? You can define your event handler inside the component, like button that you have used, and you can use there, and you can access that as a props value. Okay, you can declare an event handler in parent and pass it as a children. Okay, you can declare your event handler in the parents and pass it as a children. Let me give an example for this. uh, that's not, is it not this one? Not this one. Yes, this one. Like this button. You are going to call this button as a props, and your event handler is going to defined here. Okay, like how this event handler will going to work. You can define your own event handler props with application specific name, like on click, on press, or on mouse hover, on everything. Okay, event propagation upward, call to stop the first argument to prevent that, and to unwanted default browser behavior. Here, if you want to stop the unwanted browser behavior, you can use prevent the default to prevent that, and explicitly call the event handler as a prop from the child handler to good alternative propagation. So moving forward and working with today's challenge. First challenge is to fix an event handler. Okay, clicking this button is supposed to switch the page background between white to black. However, nothing happened when you click it. Fix the problem and don't worry about the logic inside the event handler. This part is fine. Okay, when you click here, nothing is happened. Okay, but this is already discussed, like handler click logic is already fine, so we are not going to focusing inside here, but here. And this light switch is my main component. Let me make it full screen. Okay, if I see here, like this is called up. Oh, you're not supposed to call with parentheses, and that's it, I think, and that's working fine. Okay guys, hope you understand. So moving to next challenge. In this challenge, wire up the event, wire up the event, the colored switch component render button. It's supposed to change the page color. Wire it up to the on change color. Wire it on up to the on change color. Event handler prop, it received from the parent. Only clicking the button change the color. After you do this, notice that clicking the button also increment the count page clicked count, and your colleague who wrote the parent component instead of on change color does not increment any counter. What else might be happen? Fix that code button only on change color and does not increment. When you click here, Nothing is happening. Here the count is changing, but color is not changing. Click switch, like returning a button with the button name, all the thing, and I have this one event handler on change color. Okay, like on change color, I require to call this like on click, I'm going to call what on change color, and when you click this, it's going to changing the color also. Okay, now everything is fine. Actually, this function was here with the name of on change color and not working because they were not used the on click and calling the function. Okay, so we have completed the full exercise today. So tomorrow I'm going to start with state memory component memory. That's a most important topic of our all over the lecture. So today is a day where you understand about the state management. So see you all you guys today tomorrow. I mean tomorrow I'm going to start that. Sorry for miscommunication. So moving forward, so we did a lot of things today, and hope you understand that all. And I'm requesting you to join the Discord server where I'm going to sharing multiple project ideas and multiple questions about the React for interview and all the things. So see you guys. Hope everything is going well till now. And if you required, if you want to any changes in my voice or anything, and if you have any idea about this lecture, you can share with me in the comment box. I will definitely reply there and try to follow that. Okay, thank you.